Hey, you guys. I thought we could talk about the abortion ban today and also the wall. I'm only doing that because it's like those are such hot topics, right? And I know people who are like, yeah, well, my baby, whatever, it's my body, my rights to whatever. I think if you want to kill a baby, say it however you want. If it's an abortion, you're ending a life. You are ending a life that you created, okay? If you're okay with killing your child at any point, especially whenever it's like right up to birth, which is what a few of these bills are, that had just, the one in New York was just passed. Now there are a few other places that are also proposing it. I don't know if you should be the person that has kids. You know what I mean? Like, if you're willing to do that, then maybe, you know, yeah, you shouldn't have kids. And I'm not for ending, lives in general. I think it's a horrible thing. And my advice would be let's get some good birth control out there. People know that their well being and their mental stability is not good enough, and that's why they want to end it up to the point of the child coming out during birth. They're going to commit murder, which another point about that is like, I just don't. I mean, I know that they're saying that the bill doesn't say anything about it, but I just don't see very many doctors who are going to be willing to proceed to, go through with that procedure. And I don't see very many people who are actually going to say, yes, kill my child at 9 months. Like, I don't think that that's even really going to happen. I mean, it's just such a crazy idea. And I get that people are trying to have their rights and whatever. And maybe people just don't even want to be told what to do with their body, which, if you don't want to be told to do with anything with your body, then how about you not get pregnant in the first place, by taking precautions and whatever. And I get that like certain things happen and bad, you know, circumstances, whatever, and some things out of your control. But there was someone that posted something, and I tried finding the post last night, but it got deleted off the Albuquerque Metro political page or crime page. I'm not sure, one of the two. But they were talking about the wall and like abortions and whatever. And this person said that they were trafficked as a kid, and they were underage and they were forced to have an abortion, and that a lot of the clinics and people that do, I guess people in that industry, it is an abused thing, a procedure, and people who traffic the children are aware of this loophole, and they're forcing people wouldn't who weren't supposed to be there in the first place to have abortions and whatever. And it's just like, that's dangerous. So I've already made an abortion video before, controversial topic about controversially whatever. Anyway, it's one of my older videos, and controversial idea about abortion. Anyway, but yeah, like I honestly, I think it is such an evil thing. And if someone is going to be willing to kill a child at 9 months, their own child at 9 months, after feeling that child in their stomach and building that bond that you do after 9 months, then I don't think that, and I know people are like, well, then that would be a reason to adopt the child and whatever. Adoptions don't always go all that great, and children do have resentment, and I think children should be born and whatever, but for the mom to be that mentally ill where she's willing to do something like that, and the only reason why she's not getting it done is because she can't. I can't imagine that the genes would be, okay for the child. I mean, just think about it. Like, the child was only born because they had to be born. They weren't a choice. I mean, whatever. Anyway, that's how I feel about that. And as far as the wall goes, the argument that I'm hearing from what I am getting to hear from the Democrat side is that they're saying we want to do other things. We want to include drones and this and this and that. and that the wall is a vanity thing because people will find ways to go around it. Okay, okay, but if the wall is a deterrent, then at least let that be like the first step, and then there can be other measures as well. And my understanding was that the slats were kind of like Trump's way of saying, okay, I'll make a compromise with you, and then the Democrats still weren't compromising. And if I'm wrong, I'd like to know. But my understanding is that, yeah, that was his way of kind of compromising and whatever. And people were like, yes, drugs can still be passed, and there are ports of entry where the drugs come in and whatever. But we're seeing like mass migrations. And another point I would take into consideration are the people that live on the border, like the ranchers and stuff, and people, and listen to they want to have a voice, and they want to like are sharing their perspectives on, again, websites that are like the political page and the crime page, and even like the Border Patrol wives. They invited Pelosi to go down to hear their side of everything, but I don't know if I'm guessing she probably said no. And even like our senators and stuff are sending people who are concerned and would like the wall, they're sending the messages back like, we're not going to do that because this is basically, it's what Trump wants. We want to have measures and we want to do all these other things, but can we agree to have the wall and the measures? Like, okay, we have this and drones. Honestly, like, that kind of scares me. And when we start doing that for surveillance and stuff, like, it just kind of gets into the Black Mirror thing for me. And that's where I'm like, let's cut that, because what happens whenever they start using that on us for stuff, and it's just like, oh yeah, we're okay with this and this measure, sure, when does it escalate to the point where we're the targets? But yeah, I mean, let's do all of that. Can we have a bill that proposes both things, where we have the wall, we'll give you the wall, and we'll enact these other measures where we hire more people? But like, if I'm one person and I'm trying to patrol a certain amount of area, then I just think it would be easier if I could like at least have kind of one way of watching it. And yeah, people can get over different things and whatever. Personally, this is where I sound really mean, but I think that I think that we should make it where people are actually scared to commit the crime. Okay? If you're worried about getting shot, electrocuted, something very serious happening to you, you might not be as willing to do it. And as far as like the sanctuary states, we're basically saying, hey, all you have to do is make it over, and we got you. We will protect you. We have you. We will help you with these benefits. We'll help you with all of these other things. You just have to make it across the border. We'll give you everything for free. And so what's the deterrent there? We're giving people whatever they want. Like, why wouldn't people want to come over? So anyway, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on that, because I just don't understand why there's such a disconnect and why we're having so many issues about this border wall. I mean, and the sad thing is, like, I feel like the Democrats, and this is why I used to see myself as one of those people, on that side, but I feel like the Democrats are just being like the defiant kid who's like, I'm not going to give you what you want because I don't like you, and it's just like, well, you have your parent, the parents try to tell you what to do, and you can be bratty about it, but, that's not going to get you anywhere positive, so we're not going to excel as a group and a community if we can't even, discuss these things, and we have such hatred towards each other, and I feel like the hatred I don't feel like it's Trump. I don't feel like he's saying, I hate Pelosi, I'm going to come out. Like, he is snarky sometimes, which, when you're being attacked constantly, what do you expect, But I feel like it's kind of a mutual thing, I think that they really don't like him, and it's very obvious in the way that they talk about him. I watched a video about the border wall and, like, why Trump's dumb for it or whatever, and the senator says, yeah, our president, if he could read, and this and that, it's like, you're mocking him, and you're talking a lot of trash, and you expect for people from the other side to maybe even want to hear what you have to say when this is the way that you're going about it? No, I'm not going to listen to what you have to say because you're being a jerk. And I'm going to be very critical because I don't like your approach, So you can catch more bees with honey than you can with vinegar, right? Maybe we can try that message and implement that. I just don't understand why, especially like, I feel like New Mexico's, we're number one for auto theft, okay? We're number one for, we have so many druggies, just crime, our education's the worst. We have so many issues, and we're so poor of a state. because we have so many people that we're basically taking care of. I feel like we're the socialist of, we are a socialist city. Drugs, you could do drugs. We're not going to arrest you if you're shooting up. People get away with it all the time. They don't even get arrested because it's too much of a hassle, plus the petty crime and whatever. And if it's not over a certain amount, then they're not even going to bother arresting them. And then we have a thing called repeat offenders, because people get out and they come back in, and it's just like a revolving door. People don't take crime, they're not being held accountable for things. So, they're committing crime because there's no fear of anything. And our insurance is, we have to pay more for insurance. They want to raise taxes for everything, and we have a really high cost of living here for being, such a poor state, which doesn't make any sense to me. And it's like, yeah, you have to pay high property taxes if you own property, but then you could be a homeless person and take up camp anywhere, and that's fine. And you can go ask for money on the corners, and that's okay. But I feel like a lot of our issues are because we're a border state. So we have so many drugs coming in and out, and we have, a lot of illegal immigrants here, and so our taxes are higher. And to me, there's a problem. We have a lot of crime here, and usually a lot of it's, my own race, the Mexicans, and that's unfortunate, because I'm not saying I have any answers. I'm not saying I know all these whatever, but I think that, like, we should still be brainstorming. We should be talking about it. So if you think I'm wrong about this, please, like, tell me the other side, because I don't get it. I hear them saying we don't want Trump's vanity wall, that there are other things that we need to do, but why can't we a wall is a deterrent. I mean, think about it. Like, if you had to guard a certain space, wouldn't it be easier if there was, like, maybe an entry? And if people can go underneath the wall, then why can't we build the wall down so many feet, and make an electrical wall, have some spikes on it or something, so people don't want to climb over it, and make it too high for you to throw something over, even with a ladder, like, I think there should be ways to come to work around this, and I really think that if we didn't make it so easy for people once they got here, then they wouldn't have an incentive to want to be here. And to me, that would be a win-win for us all. So I think if Jasmine had her way, I would say yes to the wall, yes to some of the other measures, definitely more guards, better scanning things at the patrol stations, and both ideas coming together. Not saying he's our president, he's so dumb, he doesn't even know anything, he can't even read, and whatever. To me, he's the one that's willing to make a deal, and I feel like Pelosi and Schumer are not. So those are my thoughts. And again, about the abortion thing, I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't perform the surgery. I wouldn't work at the place. I wouldn't be that person to say yes, kill my kid at any point. That's me. And if someone is that deranged, then sorry, I just think that maybe they shouldn't be parents. Anyway, and I'm not saying yes, do it, whatever, but just, if you're that sick in the head where you're okay with killing your baby as you're going into labor, then that's on you. I want nothing to do with that. So anyway, thank you for listening to my rant. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day. And I'm going to work more on my snarkiness, because those of you that are still here and you actually watch the whole video, not everyone liked my video yesterday, and it happens, whatever. But the point that was made in the comments is that people appreciate the fact that I'm willing to listen to, I'm trying to get us talking, even if you're not, you might not think whatever. And I am kind of a centrist, but I do strongly agree with a lot of the right, thinking and political whatever, because I feel like I live in a very social, liberal town. I do. And I see how the socialism idea works, and how being so catering to criminals and everything, it's not benefiting our society. So I'm more than happy to explain if you don't understand why and you think I'm so hateful and bigoted and whatever. love to tell you about it. So anyway, thank you. Have a great night, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.